Please inform us.
Are you a cursive writer or a printed writer? Which font is your favorite on Microsoft Word? Calligraphy is pretty old, but it's also innovative. The Ice Age cave paintings evolved from ancient Mesopotamia to colonialism and even further to capitalism, socialism, and communism. People everywhere developed a system of letters to characterize and transmit thoughts, which religiously intended for formal use of written manuscripts such as Hebrew, Arabic, Celtic, Chinese, and Hindu scripts. However, it can have many modern touches. Calligraphy is an art that most people think is on only a good sheet of printed paper, but in reality it can be used on virtually any form of surface. This afternoon I would like to speak to you about the three styles of calligraphy: italic, roundhead, and Gothic, and the contemporary usages for each form of art. For some reason, I always enjoyed writing out letters. My hope is that you'll be capable of recognizing different alphabets and simple steps to legal calligraphy. To start out, I'd like to look at these styles of lettering. Italics, copperplate, and Gothic are three types of lettering. According to official documents from the Italian Renaissance era, Leonardo da Vinci wrote a segment of the Italic alphabet, which was produced at all ladders of society. Two types of lettering are called Italian script minuscule and Italian script majuscule. Both are deemed the chalicery cursive, which is most popular, practical, and appealing between all three. Italics were essentially named after Niccolo Nicoli, who spread the usage from Florence to France during the time of the Vatican Chivalry division. At first, they were used for manuscripts, business transactions, and administrative documents. Ultimately, the Italian script led to the spread of the papal court, which was inspired by Niccolo. A minuscule letter, such as lowercase, is a downstroke the same space apart and is 45-degree angle holding the pen. A majuscule letter is also uppercase and historically held more importance, but shouldn't be over-decorated. The next type of lettering is a copper palette, or, to name a few alternatives, English script, roundhead, or pointed pen lettering. This one is identified as precision and thick and thin lines so that you get the black and white contrast. This one is spread throughout Europe and it reached its peak in 1920 to the 1800s. And this one has a sophisticated, subtle, and feminine look that we use today for many materials. Copper palette is its common name, which was spun, carving intricate styles, giving copper palette its distinct contrast like I had just previously said. In this one, when using a steel pen nib, it can be a thicker stroke or if the two sides are pressed apart. So it's a metal piece and then you split it apart to give it that stroke. The slant is 30 to 35 degrees. And the other type of lettering is Gothic, recognized during the 12th and 13th centuries because it reflected the architecture of the time, if you've known of the Gothic age. This letter form is recognized because the letters are so compacted together, giving it the black letter form, also known as Old English. And it was used in hundreds of sacred texts and early graffiti in the Los Angeles area of California. Its styles could be found mainly in Europe, but also spotted in Mexico, Central America, and the United States. This one isn't too difficult for calligraphers because starting out you get the black and white competing, and it has an obvious winner, black. Now that we've talked about three types of letterforming, let's delve into the uses in the world. Modern and contemporary calligraphy can be used as graffiti art, graffiti tagging, through advertising materials and products, and weddings or other business clientele. Let's take a look at all three. In Italian graffiti, this one is translating as a marking or inscription that may be scratching on a writing on a wall. And modern calligraphy is used in this form. Tagging became popular in the 1970s. The calligraphy can also not only it gives you this sense that you can write better, but it develops a sense of style on your hand that you express in personality and emotion. Street artists are discovering that gallery shows and merchandising are a part of their art. And the term getting up in modern language means getting recognized, but it is also not a new art form. Think of a form as a music disc jockey. Like scratching, any form of surface could be on a record on a turntable. And calligraphy is mainly used as an advertising material for specific appearance because handmade art is increasingly popular today. Lettering artists develop a unique personality for companies in business of hiring to do this type of work, such as wine bottles, jazz CDs, and movie posters are very examples in this era. Preventing forgery is an obvious concern for the people in this field, and legibility and the direct intended message for a public is a better, more understood design than a copyrighted one. Lastly, weddings are a popular capsule of calligraphy design because you can use any paper product, and it's the first material that a guest opens when they're also the bride and groom are looking for a calligrapher. In this sense, the reason why people use calligraphy in weddings is also not only that you can just do one mass invitation and then reproduce it on a copy machine, but however for reception card and long mailing lists, the two envelopes must be done entirely by hand for all the way to favor tags and cards and receptions and announcements. Today we have just explored 3 types of letter forms and uses of calligraphy so that anyone who wants to and think they might have a natural talent at writing skillfully could. And just imagine how far we've come to typography. From italic to roundhead, flourish to Gothic, typing has replaced a lot of handwritten styles. So instead of typing an email to a friend, think gingerly about the type message that you might send to this person. If you trace over letters that are previously drawn that look like the original, you can shape and do calligraphy.
Questions?
I'm not scary, don't worry.
Quick ask or quick have?
Walter?
Do you feel like the need for actually handwritten, authentic calligraphy is kind of died down as advances of technology is kind of taken away from it?
Walter, I can't hear you back here, buddy.
He said, do you think that the advances in technology have changed the way that calligraphy from handwritten to
That was
typed?
my exact question I was going to ask.
And
Walter.
in my opinion, I think it's almost a balance now because there are a lot of artists that have copyrighted their own designs and put them on Google, on the Google Chrome. The Google Chrome and Bing has a lot of photographs and different. You can do your own signatures online. You can do a lot of technical computer ideas. However, yes, there's been definitely more written work in the past because they didn't have technology and that advanced. Oh, yeah.
You said there are 3 types of something. Your italic, Gothic, and
Roundhead.
So you are an experienced calligrapher?
Yeah, you could say that.
You get paid for doing it. You can, right? I mean, if you...
When I was in first grade, my teacher thought that my mom had done my homework because of how good my spelling and my, it just looked so printed. She thought that my